Now we're going to look at proving the vertical angles congruence theorem, and we're also going to use previously used postulates and theorems to prove this. In this example, we know 5 and 7 are vertical angles, and we want to prove that those are congruent as well. So we're going to write the proof on the next page, and we're going to use the idea of congruent supplements here. So we know 5 and 6 are a linear pair. We know 6 and 7 are a linear pair. Therefore, since we know that they're linear pairs, we know that they are supplementary as well. Okay, so we start off looking at what's given to us, and of course the reason is given. Since we know that 5 and 6 are a linear pair and 6 and 7 are a linear pair, again I'll go back to the picture. 5 and 6 form a linear pair, and 6 and 7 also form a linear pair. And our reason for why they're both linear pairs, well, that's just the definition of a linear pair. You don't need to write the as shown in the diagram part. If these are linear pairs, we know that they're supplementary. So we can state that 5 and 6 are supplementary and 6 and 7 are supplementary. And the nice thing about this is we know the linear pair postulate tells us that linear pairs form supplementary angles. So our reason here would be linear pair postulate. And finally, if you notice, 5 is supplementary to 6 and 6 is supplementary to 7. So 5 and 7 are both supplementary to the same angle, therefore they have to be congruent. So we would state that they're congruent, and the reason is the congruent supplements theorem. And for this next one it says, which previously proven theorem is used in example 3 as a reason. That would be the congruent supplements theorem. So as we go along, our proofs can be short if we remember all the stuff before. Otherwise, we have to do it the long way. And for this problem, we're given angle 112. I'm sorry, angle 1 is 112. And I'm going to write for this one. We want to know angle 2, 3, and 4. So the easy one to figure out here, we're going to figure out angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. These angles are either linear pairs or supplements, or they're vertical angles. Remember that linear pairs are supplementary, vertical angles are congruent. So if we look at angle 2 and angle 1, those two angles are supplementary because they're a linear pair. So therefore, to find angle 2, I would simply do 180 minus 112. And if we do that, we get 68. Okay? Angle 3, we know angle 1 and angle 3 are are vertical angles, therefore they are congruent. And angle 3 then would be 112 degrees. And finally, angle 4 is directly opposite angle 2, so angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles. That makes this 68 degrees. Pretty easy problem when it comes down to it. We know that 2 and 4 are congruent, and then 1 and 3 are congruent in this case. So we have 68, 112, and 68. For this next one, we don't even really need a picture at this point. Same type of problem, but let me go ahead and draw the figure just so that you can see it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. If we call this 1, 2, 3, and 4, we know that angle 2 is 67 degrees, so we can state the measure of angle 1 would be found. Since they are a linear pair, we can say it's 180 minus 67, which is 113. And then we know that the measure of angle 3 is going to be equal to the measure of angle 1, so that's also 113. And the measure of angle 4, since it's directly opposite angle 2, they're vertical angles, we know angle 4 is 67 degrees. And there you go. And one more of these. Again, same picture. Remember that 2 and 4 ended up being equal and 1 and 3 ended up being equal, so I'm just going to jump straight to it. We can say angles 1 and 4 will be supplementary because they're a linear pair. So angle 1 would be found by doing 180 minus 71, or 109. The measure of angle 2 is directly opposite angle 4, so that's going to be 71 degrees. And finally, the measure of angle 3 is directly opposite angle 1, so this would also be 109. Okay, and that's it. Thanks.